Welcome to the Ward Museum of Wildstyle Art in Salisbury, Maryland, one of my favorite places to be. I love going outside on the pond, taking walks, looking at nature. I like to have lunch out on the patio and overlook all the beautiful nature surrounding me on Shoemaker Pond. I also like that the museum is very kid-friendly, which is good for me because I'm a big kid. I like the nature art area, where you can sit and do arts and crafts and other projects outdoors. It's so much more fun than being indoors. But if you want to go inside, we have fun there for you too. There is a Habitat Theater, where you can play with puppets and make your own show, or you can do the show that's already there in the script, Stella Luna or the Ugly Duckling. And there's always a friendly face to greet you in the gift shop at the front desk. I love how the family and friends at the Ward Museum make me feel. It starts with Lem and Steve, or so most people think. Lem and Steve Ward aren't exactly the beginning of the story. Let me take you all the way back to when the Native Americans were here doing their hunting. Here we see Bob. Bob has caught a Canada goose with his bow and arrow. He's thinking, how can I get them closer? How can I be a better hunter? So he's come up with his own decoy, where he's used feathers and reeds. But he needs something that looks more lifelike. Thankfully, some help comes by the way of the early settlers. They know how to work the wood and the metal, and they're able to carve more lifelike decoys. And we have lots of friends at the Ward Museum who will tell us even more details about the decoys, the art form.
They had very limited education, but they were very, very talented. It's not only the carving, but the artwork they did, and also the poetry. You don't hear poetry, and I like poetry. And they used to write and quote poetry way early. But Steve would carve and Lem would paint, but later Lem did both.
As Hal stated, it's not just about hunting for Lem and Steve Ward. They didn't just make decoys for the fun of it, but they made it a true art form. They didn't just have the decoys out there to gather more ducks and more geese, but they began to sit outside and look at the beauty of nature. They would use the things around them, like oyster shells, to mix their paint, and they would replicate what they saw in nature. People from all over the world began buying their decoys because of the beauty of them, not just because they were working decoys. It all started with the Native Americans who wanted a Canada goose with some barbecue sauce. And we're ending here with Lem and Steve Ward, who have made a place of beauty. And I'm very glad that they did.